Hello everyone, welcome to yet another educative lesson. In today's lesson, we are going to simplify or evaluate this expression square root of 96 over square root of 70 plus square root of 6 all raised to power into brackets all raised to power 48. So we want to simplify this expression raised to power 48. So to do that, let's have our solution first. So we have our solution. Okay. In the solution here, we'll first start with simplifying the numerator in the bracket. Okay. We want to simplify the numerator. So to do that, we have square root of 96 can be simplified as square root of 16 multiplied by 6. And that will give us square root of 16 will be equals to 4. Then square root of 16. So we input this in place of square root of 96. So our expression now becomes 4 square root of 6 over square root of 70 plus square root of 6 all into bracket power 48. Now we then try to simplify the denominator as well. So we multiply and divide the denominator by square root of 6. So we have 4 square root of 6 over square root of 70 over square root of 6 plus square root of 6 over square root of 6 all into bracket power 48. But we want to multiply again by square root of 6. Okay, so we multiply this by square root of 6. So we have square root of 6. Okay, so from here the expression now becomes 4 square root of 6 over square root of 6 into bracket square root of 70 over square root of 6 plus square root of 6 over square root of 6 all into bracket power 48. So here we can then get rid of this and this. Likewise, this will divide this, and the next expression becomes 4 over square root of 70 over square root of 6 plus 1 all into brackets, okay, or raised to power 48. So we write this in the form of, if we have square root of a, if we have square root of a over square root of b, we can simply write it as square root of a over b. So we are going to make use of this part in this form. So our next expression becomes 4 over square root of 70 over 6, then plus 1 into bracket raised to power 48. Likewise, we can as well go ahead and simplify what we have in this square root. We can simplify 70 over 6 that appears in this square root. So that can be done by dividing 6 divided by 2, we have 3. 70 divided by 2, we have 35. So our next step then becomes 4 over square root of 35 over 3 plus 1, all into brackets raised to power 48. The next thing now is to simplify the expression in the bracket by multiplying it with the conjugate of the denominator. So we now have 4 over square root of 35 over 3 plus 1 multiplied by square root of 35 over 3 minus 1 over square root of 35 over 3 minus 1. Put them into brackets raised to power 48. So from here, our next step becomes 4 square root of 35 over 3 minus 1 for the numerator. Then for the denominator, we then consider this approach. That is, if we have an identity of this nature, a plus b into bracket a minus b can be expressed as a power 2 minus b power 2. So we are going to make use of this identity for the denominator. So our denominator becomes, so if we multiply this, we get 35 over 3. Okay, so because the square will negate this 35 over 3 square root the 2. So we now have minus 1. So that's what will now remain at the denominator. All into brackets raised to power 48. So having simplified this, we can now go ahead to simplify again the denominator. So we can have here to be over 1, so that we can simplify this by finding the LCM. So this then becomes into bracket 4 over, so 4 square root of 35 over 3 minus 1 into bracket. So here we have 3 times 1, 3. 1 times 35, 35. 3 times 1 minus 3. So this becomes equals to 4 square root of 35 over 3 minus 1 equals to 35 minus 3. We have 32 over 3. All into bracket raised to power 48. So from here, the next step is to consider from the expression again. We have 4 into bracket 4 square root of 35 over 3 minus 1 over 32 over 3. So from this expression, we can consider these two as these two fraction, 4 at the numerator and 32/3 at the denominator, as 4 divided by 32/3. So, and this can be written as 4/1 multiplied by, so this side will be flipped. So we have 3/32, and that gives us 12/32. So this can be simplified as 12 divided by 4, we have 3. 32 divided by 4, we have 8. So we replace that with that. So this becomes 3/8, then square root of 35/3 minus 1, all into bracket, raised to power 48. So this is what we are left with now. Okay, so from here, the next thing is to let x equals to square root of 35/3 minus 1. So we equate x to be this, such that x plus 1 will be equals to square root of 35/3. Okay, but what we want to compute, because now this expression will now become 3/8, since this over here has been replaced to be x. So we now have x, okay, 3/8x into bracket raised to power 48, okay, and this can be written as 3/8 into bracket raised to power 48 multiplied by x raised to power 48. We can easily compute this, but we need to compute this, okay. This x raised to power 48 we now be focusing on now. So what we need to do here is to have to start with x2, to first compute x2. What will be our x2? Okay, from here we can express our x2 from here. So we have from this expression over here, so we have x plus 1 equals to square root of 35/3. Okay, if we square both sides over here, okay, we have this, and that will give us, it implies that this will be, we will expand this, okay, and we simplify this. So the expansion of this gives us x raised to power 2 plus 2x plus 1, everything equals to, so this one becomes 35/3. So from here we can move 2x plus 1 to the right hand side, so that implies that x equals to 35/3 minus 2x minus 1. So we can now simplify this. This now gives us 35/3 minus 2x minus 1 over 1 over here, and that gives us 3. So this multiplied by this, we have 35, 3 multiplied by 2x minus 1, so we have minus we have minus 3x multiplied by 2x plus 1. So it will become, if we factor it out, it will become this. So from here we can now multiply the brackets with 3. So from here we have 35 minus 6x, then minus 3 over 3. So 35 minus 3, we have 32 minus 6x over 3. Okay, so this is what we are left with, and this will be x2. So this is the value of x2 that we need to first compute. Okay, having compute the value for x2, then we need to also compute the value for x power 4. So what will be x power 4? But x power 4 can be written as x power 2 into bracket power 2. So we input x raised to power 2 into this bracket. So we have 32 minus 6x over 3 raised to power 2. So this then gives us 32 minus 6x raised to power 2 over 9. Square root 3 square will give us 9. So from here we need to simplify the numerator over here. So this can be written as 32 minus 6x into bracket raised to power 2 is given as 32 minus 6x into bracket 32 minus 6x. So this expansion gives us equals to 1024 minus 384x plus 36x squared. So we will now input the value of x squared inside this term. So we now have 1024 minus 348x plus 36, then into bracket 32 minus 6x over 3. So this is the value of x squared. So we now simplify this. 3 here 1, 3 here 12. Okay, then we now have 1024 minus 384x plus 12 into bracket 32 minus 6x. Okay, we now multiply this. Then we have 1024 minus 384x plus 12 multiplied by 32. We have 348. 12 multiplied by 6x. We have 72x. So this expression becomes this. Now our x, this implies that our x4 will now becomes 1024 minus 384x plus 384 minus 72x all over 9. Okay, So from this and this, so we add this and this together. Likewise, we simplify this and this, and the expression now becomes 1408 minus 456x over 9, which implies our x raised to power 4. So this becomes our x raised to power 4. So having compute x raised to power 4, what we need to do next is to compute the value for x raised to power 8. Okay, so on our x raised to power 8 is equals to x raised to power 4 multiplied by power 2. So we input our x raised to power 4 over here. We have 1408 minus 456x over 9, all raised to power 2. This will now be our value for x raised to power 8. So we need to simplify it. So we have this one to be 1408 minus 456x squared for the numerator, and 9 squared will give us 81. So from here we need to simplify the numerator, and that can give us 1408 minus 456x squared as into bracket 1408 minus 456x multiplied by 1408 minus 8 minus 456x. Okay, we want to factorize this now. So from here we have that our factorization will give us equals to this multiplied by this. We have 19,82464 multiplied by this, multiplied by this. Likewise, this multiplied by this and this multiplied by this will be considered twice. So and that will give us 2 into bracket 1408, then into bracket 456x. Okay, plus this and this will multiply as well, and that will give us 27936x squared. Okay, and this will be simplified as 91982464 minus, so if we simplify this and multiply all this together, we have 1284096x. So I've already simplified it, that's why I'm writing it down. So plus 27936x squared. So this is the simplification of the numerator of x8. Likewise, without forgetting that we are going to apply x2 at this term over here, the last term over here, and if we apply x2 there, we have our x power 8 to be equals to 1982464 minus 1284096x plus 27,207,936. Then our x square will come over here, which is 32 minus 6x over 3. So this is what we need to simplify now, so that this can divide this. Okay, this will divide this. We have that to be equals to 19,824,64 minus 1284,096x then plus 69312 into bracket 32 minus 6x. So we now multiply this with what we have in the bracket. So and that becomes, if we multiply that, then we have our next step to be equals to 8 raised to x raised to power 8 will now be equals to 9,198,246,4 minus 128,4096 x plus 2,217,984, then minus 415,872x. So here now we simplify this as well. So this plus this, and this plus this to finalize the numerator. So if we compute this, which I've already done to make our work faster, so we have 8x. Okay, don't forget all this is over 81. Okay, and that's 8x. Okay, so if we simplify the numerator, we have 4,200,448 minus 169,968x, everything over 81. So this computes our x raised to power 8. Okay, haven't gotten this. What we now recall that we know that 3 over 8 x all into brackets power 48 can be written as 3 over 8 x all into brackets. This 48 can be written as 48 can be equals to 8 multiplied by 6. So we replace that here. So we have 8 multiplied by 6. Okay, so if we use this identity, a power m multiplied by power n can be written as a power n into brackets power n. So we use it to simplify this, and we can have this to be 3 over 8 x into bracket 8 then into bracket 6. So that's what this will become. Okay, so this is what we have here. So we now 8 and this becomes 3 over 8 into brackets raised to power 8 multiplied by x raised to power 8 all into brackets power 6. So here we already compute the value for this 8 raised to power x. Then we need to simplify this. So let's go ahead and simplify 3 over 8 raised to power 8. So that will give us 3 over 8 raised to power 8 can be written as 3 raised to power 8 over 8 raised to power 8. So, and 3 raised to power 8 can be written as, so if we compute this, we are going to have 6,561. So, and 8 raised to power 8 can also be written as 2 power 3 into brackets power 8. And that will give us 2 raised to power 24. And the value for this can be seen as 16777,216 for this value. So we input this here, this and this, we input it over here, then we now put it here. So we can have that to be 3 over 8 into bracket power 8 multiplied by x power 8 all into bracket power 6. So 6, this the value of this. So we have that's 3 power 8, 6,561, then over 8 raised to power 8, which give us 16,77216. So this multiplied by x that we have gotten earlier, and the value of for that x gives us 4200 and 448 minus 16,999,68 x all over 81 into bracket power 6. Okay, this is what our expression becomes. So from here we can simplify this, all what we have in this bracket. So, and that will give us, if we multiply, we need to, okay, let's put it this way. So we now have, 6,561 into bracket 2 into bracket 4200,448 minus 169968 x, this into bracket, so over 1677,777,216, then multiply by 81, everything into bracket power 6. So from here we can now multiply this with this and this with this, then we multiply the denominator together. So if we do that, we are going to arrive, I've compute all this value to make our work faster. Okay, so I will just be importing it. So we have this multiplied by this to be what? 27559139568. Multiply this by this, we have 1,1,5,0,5,1,9,6,8x. Okay, all over this multiplied by this give us 1,3,5,8,9,5,0,6,8 56096 all into bracket power 6. Okay, so but x equals to what? Square root of 35 over 3 minus 1. If we consider what we got earlier, what we derived x to be. So this is x, and we are going to input this value into this x over here. Okay, that's what we need to do now. So that becomes 27559139568 minus 11155051968. Then our x, square root of 35 over 3 minus 1 into bracket over 135895696, everything into bracket, okay, power 6. So we are coming closer to the answer. So this is x raised to power 8 multiplied by 3 over 8 raised to power 8. Okay, this is the value, everything raised to power 6. Okay, so from here what we need to do is to open the bracket with this value. So we open the bracket with this value, and that's all. When we do that, we arrive at our final answer. Okay, so here this multiplied by this, and this multiplied by this one. So and our expression becomes, after doing that, then we now add that value with this one, then we arrive at our final answer. So if we do that, we have 27559139568 minus 11155051968 square root of 35 over 3. So if we multiply by this, so we have plus, so we have this value back. So 11155051968. Okay, all over 135895696 all into bracket power 6. Okay, now from here we had this plus this together, this plus this number. So we now have, if we had that, so it would come to this side. So we have 3 8 7 1 4 1 9 1 5 3 6 minus 1 1 1 5 5 0 5 1 9 6 8 square root 35 over 3 all over 135895696 all into bracket raised to power 6. So this is the simplification that we can arrive at. okay, because these are large values. So recall that recall that 3 over 8, okay, that we have over here, 3 over 8 raised to power 8, x raised to multiply by x raised to power 8, then raised to power 6 is given as 3 over 8 x raised to power 48, and this x is replaced with 3 over 8 into bracket square root of 35 over 3 minus 1 into bracket raised to power 48. Okay, so from here, since this equals to this, so and we know that this as well is equal to what? 3 over 8 square root of 35 over 3 minus 1 this into bracket power 48 is equal to our earlier question expression, which is square root of 96 over square root of 70 plus square root of 6, all into bracket all into bracket power 48. So since this equals to this, then we conclude that therefore square root of 96 over square root of 70 plus square root of 6, all into bracket raised to power 48 is given as our final simplification, which is into bracket 3, 8, 7, 1, 4, 9, 1, 9, 5, 3, 6 minus 1, 1, 1, 5, 5, 0, 5, 1, 9, 6, 8 square root of 35 over 3 all over 1, 3, 5, 8, 9, 5, 6, 0, 9, 6, all into bracket power 6. So this gives us our final answer. To what? To our question. So hope you find this video helpful and hope you find it valuable. If you do, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's grow this channel together. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.